Hey everybody, Rob coming at you. Real quick, I'm going to break down a great beginner-friendly guitar song. It's called We're Going to Be Friends by the White Stripes, and it's an awesome opportunity to practice some basic chords, including this really pretty variety of the C major chords, C add 9, and also a little beginner-friendly finger picking as well. The two distinct parts of this song look and sound like this. Alright, the verse. Fall is here, hear the yell, back to school, ring the bell, brand new shoes, walking blues, climb the fence, books and pens, I can tell that we are gonna be friends. I can tell that we are gonna be friends. And also the bridge. We don't notice any time pass. We don't notice anything. We sit side by side in every class. Teacher thinks that I sound funny, but she likes the way you sing. Alright, so let's break that down. We'll get started with this grip of the G major chord, 3rd fret of the low E string with the middle finger, 2nd fret of the A string with the index, and your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the high E string. If you like, you can also play it like this with the ring finger in the bass. Alright, but this is how Jack plays it. Alright, we're gonna start off with this finger picking pattern. Very, very simple. Just E, G, E, B, E, G, E, B. And that's exactly what you can play for the intro. Now, before we get any further, I should mention that if you listen through the tune, you'll notice that very often he reverses that pattern. So it might be E, G, E, B, E, G, E, B, or E, B, E, G, E, B, E, G. But for ease of learning, we're just gonna do E, G, E, B, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and at full pace. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Alright, so that's how we're gonna start our verse. Fall is here, hear the yell, back to school, ring the bell. After those two lines, we're going to switch to a C major chord and do the exact same pattern. But now, the bass note is going to be that C note on the 3rd fret of the A string. Alright, here we're playing A, G, A, B, A, G, A, B. You put those two parts together and we have fall is here, hear the yell, back to school, ring the bell, jump, brand new shoes, walking blues, back to the G chord, climb the fence, books and pens. Now, when you get to the end of the verse sections, we're gonna have the same line repeating twice. All right, without the vocal, it looks and sounds like this. D major, C add 9, back to the G chord, and finger picking. I can tell that we are gonna be friends. Okay, so I have the D major chord, frets 0, 2, 3, 2. Here we're gonna be playing D and then a double pluck of the B and the high E string. 1 and 2 and. All right, then leave your ring finger down, go to what we call a C add 9. 3, 2, 0, 3, the A, D, G, and B strings, and do the same picking technique. All right, but now your thumb is on the A string. All right, put the D and the C together, or the C add 9, excuse me, and then jump back to the G chord and move your ring finger back to the high E. Now, there are definitely some variations. If you listen through the track, there's some very slight variations, but generally speaking, that's gonna get you through the whole song, and it's exactly what you hear in the original track. You put all that together, and you have the verse sections. Fall is here, hear the yell, back to school, ring the bell, brand new shoes, walking blues, climb the fence, books and pens, I can tell that we are gonna be friends. I can tell that we are gonna be friends. All right, we can apply that to verse number 2 for extra practice. Walk with me, Susie Lee, through the park and by the tree. We will rest upon the ground and look at all the bugs we found. Safely walk to school without a sound. Safely walk to school without a... Back to the G chord, and at the end of each verse, we're gonna have 2 measures of that picking. All right, great work. Now we have the verse sections down. If you can play that, you're ready to move into the bridge section. Okay, great work, everybody. You had the verse sections down. Now the only other part you need to learn is the bridge section. We're gonna have the same chords and basically the same types of finger picking patterns. We're just changing up the progression a little bit. So we're gonna start off on the C major chord and play. We don't notice any G major time pass. Back to the C chord. We don't notice anything. It's the same finger picking pattern that we had in the verse. All right, practice that one time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and G, 2, 3, 4, C. Anything. But here we're going to move to an A major chord. This is going to be a borrowed chord in the key of G major. All right. But it's going to be very familiar because we're applying the same finger picking pattern that we had for the C chord. We sit side by side in every class. Go to the C chord. Teacher thinks that I sound funny. Then go to the D major chord and apply that same pattern that we had before for that shape. For 1 measure. But she likes the way you sing. Put all that together and we have 1, 2, 3, C major. And we don't notice any G major. C. We don't notice anything. Back to G. A. We sit side by side in every class. C major. Teacher thinks that I sound funny. D with the double plucks. But she likes the way you sing. All right, and then from there, you're back to your verse section. Tonight I'll dream while I'm in bed, while city thoughts go through my head about the bugs and alphabet. And when I wake tomorrow, I bet that you and I will walk together again. I can tell that we are gonna be friends. Yes, I can tell that we are gonna be friends. All right, a ritardando slowing down for dramatic effect to end the tune. Congrats, everybody, you're ready to perform. All right, everybody, thanks so much for checking out this quick White Stripes guitar tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below, and please let me know what tune you'd like for me to break down next. If you need some extra guidance, you can always hit me up at patreon.com/swiplessons, where you can find bonus resources for all my popular YouTube guitar lessons. Until next time, this is Rob coming at you from the Jersey Shore, saying happy picking.